Hi there, Internet. Wow, this is something that I'm kind of out of practice with, but I'd like to just talk to you for a bit today. This is going to be a video response to your average Adam, one of the all-time greatest vloggers, I think, on YouTube, if not the greatest. And you know, he has that compelling way of telling us to do things like make video responses, and we just want to do them, you know. And I saw all the other video responses there, and I haven't watched a lot of them yet, but I saw Daniel's. I think I saw one or two others. Anyways, and Adam's like video where he just sort of talks a little about himself. So I figured, hey, you know what? I'll do that too, because I think it's as good a time as any, and maybe I could try to be, you know, a little bit entertaining too. But I'm not going to make any promises, YouTube. I'm not going to make any promises. But anyways, my name is Rob, and most of my videos you don't really get to know me. I guess I'm like a lot of people. I don't really feel like I'm that good at this whole, you know, art form of vlogging, and I think it is an art form. I think people like Dax Flame have elevated it to an art form where you can just sort of, you know, just show a certain side of yourself or whatever, or just put forth a certain, you know, entertaining story or whatever from your life. And that's interesting, and it's fun for me to watch those, but a lot of times I just put on the camera and I just feel like, you know, what am I supposed to do now? Like, you know, you're watching me, and it's a little awkward sometimes, but I think this will be good. I'm just going to give you some basic info about me so that you know the 411, and it won't take long, I promise you. And today I also have some props, which is kind of unlike me, to illustrate a little story. Basically, yeah, I live in Rhode Island, which, of course, is in the eastern coast of the U.S., and it's the smallest state of the 50 states. I think I said this before because I had a video on my other account way back a couple years ago where I made one of those 5 facts videos, and I was talking about how I live right near the state line, so I can actually look. There's a window right here. You can't see it. You can see there's this shiny folder that I'm putting my webcam on, but just to give it some elevation. But it's funny too because I'm like talking down, because I'm above the level, so it's like I'm talking down to you like you're little children, because I'm an authoritarian. No, I don't know. I'm just talking down for some reason. Anyways, but if you were able to look out this window, which I could kind of show you, but you can't really see out this window, but if you were to be able to look out that window, you would be able to, if the blinds were up, you would be able to see into the next state, which is Massachusetts. So I think that's kind of fun. Anyways, maybe not. I'm 28 years old, and I live here by myself, and I had an interesting morning today. I was making a sandwich for myself. It was about 10 minutes before I needed to, actually it was like 5 minutes before I needed to leave for work, and I was having a rough time of making myself lunch. It was like the mayonnaise wasn't where I had it, and I couldn't find a knife to spread the mayonnaise with, and all sorts of stuff, like untying the bread just didn't go the way I wanted it to. Anyways, I was having a rough time, you know, I was a little tired or whatever, so I started to get to a point where I was like, oh, I gotta get going, because I have to get to work on time, and I love to be on time for work, because I love my job. And so I'm there and I'm making a sandwich, and I swear to you, and this is like an interesting thing, but like, you know, I had the ham out, so I was using some of this lovely ham here, and you know, putting that on the bread, and I swear to you, and you know, even though I was running late, I got a bunch of like little extra goodies, because, you know, it's like I'm one of those guys that feels like if you're gonna make a sandwich, you gotta make a good sandwich, you know, you gotta really put everything on it. So I had bought this bowl of diced onions, and I know you're probably thinking, oh, onions are disgusting, but if that's you, then we might not get along. No, I'm just kidding. Many of my most beloved friends don't like onions either, but I love them. So anyway, so I had set this on the table, and I swear to you, I just like set it on the table. Like, and I don't think I could make this happen again if I tried for like 10 years, but I set this bowl of onions just like on the table, so just like, let's say like that. And I swear to you, what happened is like I'm doing other stuff with the sandwich, like putting the mayonnaise on or whatever, and like 20 seconds after I set this down, the top like popped off like of its own accord, and it freaked me out so much. Now I can't even open it, which is weird. This is a real moment. This is a real moment. What am I doing wrong? This is really the strangest. See, it's because I don't want to spill it or whatever. I'm not going crazy. It really happened. Anyway, so but I was making a sandwich. I was like, okay, whatever. I don't need onions. Then I started thinking about lettuce. Like, I had this bag of lettuce. Okay. And lettuce is one of those things, and like if you're a person who lives alone, which I'm sure at least one or two of you live alone. I think I remember Cade goes to college saying that he lives alone. You have to make sandwiches. We all do it, right? Pretty much. And but lettuce is not designed for people who live alone. Like, you can either get a head of lettuce, which is like huge, and obviously it's going to start to go bad unless you make like 50 sandwiches and 20 salads in like a 2-day span. You know, you're not going to use all of it, and I don't like to waste food. And then you can also get these bags, which are a little smaller, but for the most part, you know, it's going to start to go bad. Like, this lettuce is starting to get all brown and rusty, and it's just not as good then, and, you know, I end up throwing it away, but then I feel bad. Anyways, I guess that's a reason that I should raise a family of 10 kids or something, and feed them all lettuce. But in any case, I feel like there should be single-serve lettuce out there for those of us who have to make sandwiches all alone. Anyways, that sounded really pathetic and lonesome, but my life is actually pretty good. I currently have a girlfriend that is very good to me, and you know, maybe she will transition eventually into a wife, but that's kind of a weird thing to talk about on the internet. Anyways, so I make sandwiches and then I go to work. I love my job, and hopefully someday I can make even more money doing it than I do now. And I just love to write, and if you really care about the type of writing that I do, I'll tell you it's mostly like academic, you know, like criticism. So if you really care, I can like give you links to some of my articles, but you probably wouldn't want to read them. But just basically all you need to know is that I'm all about leaving comments, but I just figured I'd put this video out there to give you a sense that I can do more. There's more to me than that. There's struggling with bizarre containers of diced onions and all that stuff. So I don't just leave, you know, 500 character long YouTube comments all day. I do other things as well. I don't know, I'm just going to put this video out there. It's probably like really long now. Okay.